Okay. Yay, we're here. Oh my
Hey,
gosh. I'm so excited.
I want to ask actually, how did you two
Yes.
meet each other?
This is huge.
This is huge. This is big for all of us.
Oh,
Fabiola, do you want to
yeah.
tell the story? Because, like, well, how we met versus how we became
Which,
friends, there's two different stories.
The lore.
yeah. Yes. So we both are from the same graduating class from Smith College.
Okay.
So I think when we first met, it was at like a calendar making activity
Like,
thing that they were
first week.
having like in the first week
Okay,
or so.
very Smith. Very Smithy.
Yeah.
It was like before classes had started.
Yeah.
And,
So that's how we met.
Okay.
but we became friends after, well, we were in the same film, intro to film media studies course, of course.
Okay.
And then, do you want to tell the story of like
And
our origin story?
yeah, yeah, so it's kind of inviting, like just seeing around like the couple of people that I knew by that week or by the first couple of weeks, if like they wanted to go see the movie Nation with me, because I wanted to go see a movie with someone.
Yeah.
And Saffron said yes. He came, and while we were on the bus to go to the mall, Saffron had a bit of a panic attack, so we like exited the bus in the middle of nowhere.
And then we
So
had
we
to
were
be
like
like,
eventually just walking around.
Oh my
because I
gosh.
calmed down enough and I was
Got a
like,
lift, then
I
we
was like,
got pizza.
The
we didn't
movie.
go back because we still wanted to see the movie.
What movie? Wait, what movie was it?
Yeah,
Assassination Nation.
it was
Oh, okay.
Assassination Nation. Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
divisive, but we like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, early, what's his name? He's
Yeah.
a little guy. I'm like, wow, am I
Is
blanking
it
on his
Sam Levy?
Sam Levinson, yes.
Sam Levinson.
Yeah,
There it
Yes,
is.
yes.
yeah,
Um, that's a really sweet story.
Yeah.
There's no shame in
yeah,
having a panic attack.
Well, and it was so
yeah.
like first week of
We made it
college,
through.
we were both like so
Uh,
stressed out about our own stuff. And then it was like
yeah,
kind of this like bonding moment from my perspective to be like, oh, okay, like I someone can see me kind of at like my worst possible state. And for them to be like, okay, well, let's get through this and let's keep
yeah,
hanging out. And then the movie
yeah,
was like, I'm so glad that we actually like got through and went and saw that movie because it was I think it's like again divisive, but there's sequences that are so good on a big screen. Like it was so much fun to see it in theaters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like this is like such a good thing about female friendship or just like, non-cis male friendship is like some of my greatest core memories is like one of these moments where like someone's vomiting or someone's having a like cramps and they're passing out. And that's the moment that you like come together and you're like, we are fucking girlfriends and
Yeah.
like this is for life. It's like a commitment to each other in the like face of like a panic attack and it's like it's okay, we're getting off the fucking bus, like
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, this is
Yeah,
why, yeah, I think
yeah,
sometimes like girl friendships can like really start and be really potent when they're like they come out of these like moments of crisis.
Yeah.
Because like I just don't know, I think we know how to like handle crisis in a
Oh,
way.
yeah. It's
Yeah, that's really sweet.
and I definitely know there's like some
it's been
people
like
who,
what 7 years
oh
since
Huh?
that.
gosh. Wait, because it would have been
It was
September
2018.
2018. So wow, we're coming up on
Wow.
7 years. That's crazy,
Wow. Both
actually.
are so young. I'm so jealous of how young they both are. Just enjoy, enjoy being hot, and young and all the things that come with it and just
Being in
no
your 20s is a
responsibility.
ride though. There's so much
It
I'm
is a
figuring
fucking
out.
ride. Yeah. I wish, like, if I could talk to myself from my 20s, even though I am still 28.
A couple
I'm
years.
supposed to say that. My
Yeah.
producers make me say that, but if I could have talked to my younger self when I was in my 20s, because I'm actually 36, I feel like I would have just like let go of, I had so much anxiety as a 20 something year old, and I felt so much pressure, and I felt so much imposter syndrome. And I just wish I could have just been so much more confident and like free and
Mm.
kind of like, chill. Whereas now that I'm older, I'm like, man, I just like wasted so much time freaking out about stuff that wasn't important, that felt so important. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Being young.
Well,
Um,
Yeah.
sometimes that
Feels like
panicking
a
and
very universal experience.
yeah. And
yeah,
I also think that like stressing out and panicking like can then be that that energy and those memories can then be put into like the future and like what you're making. And obviously we're all artists, we're all writing and directing
totally.
stuff, and like
Yeah.
that's how you have all of those experiences, and then you're like it can still be used for something.
Yeah. Like, I wish I started a podcast when I was in my 20s. I love it. I'm like, but now I'm like, oh, I don't have the time, but this is cool. I love that you both have a podcast, and I love that it's about camp. And
This is how we hang out, honestly. The
yeah,
fact that it's
no,
like
Yeah.
we
And
both have
that's
so much going on, but we have like
why,
this scheduled
yeah.
once a week. We're like, okay.
yeah. This is what I'm gonna have to start doing with my girlfriend. But we're like, it's a podcast. It's an excuse for us to talk to each other. Um,
We
Well,
haven't done introductions
yeah,
yet. This is third
yeah.
voice.
we should do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Annapurna, and I'm a fan of Fabiola, and I met her in Boston,
Oh,
and
that's so wild to hear that from
and I
you.
heard that she had a camp podcast, and I just thought, man, I need to get on that podcast. I somehow need to convince her to include.
There's no convincing.
It's been
You wrote, directed, and starred one of my favorite movies of all time.
I made a movie called Fuck Toys, and I made a movie because I was like, we need more camp cinema made by women for women that is just as smutty and silly
Yeah.
and stupid and irreverent and amazing and iconic. And I hope that really all I'm doing is like paving a new yellow brick road for like other girls to make just as like insane, fun, silly, smutty, out of this world, camp movies for us.
yes.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
that's, I guess
You're succeeding.
yeah, and I think that like, I think that what's so amazing about, I don't know, my journey is that I felt very isolated for a long time because I liked movies that no one that I knew also liked. And
Mhm.
now I get to like through the movie Fuck Toys, I get to just meet other people that like the same movies as me, which is cool because I can weed out, you can weed out the like other people, and then you can just sort of keep the ones that are like, have really good taste, like you both, and I can just close. And yeah, that's very special because I think a lot of people don't. I think they write off these types of films and they kind of miss the joy and that comes with this type of cinema, which is like,
Yeah.
what, yeah, which is like important. I mean, I think serious movies have their place, but I think that like joy is also like such an important part of movies.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I
Yeah.
this I honestly, you introduced yourself saying you're a fan of Fabiola. I am also a fan of Fabiola because she was the one who pitched this podcast to me because I had had podcast experience before this, and um I really, really love getting to watch movies from a camp perspective because it really, like, looking at any movie through a camp lens, but especially the stuff that is trashy and transgressive and weird and cult, it I feel like is just, it's such a, if you like embrace really loving something, I think it is
Yeah.
so, it's so important for not only like just engaging with media in general in a kind of more enjoyable, empathetic, critical way. Even I think if you're embraced like just loving something, it helps you be able to talk about why you love it. But I also just think it's so
Yeah.
important to live life going like, that speaks to me, and like it's really good at, I feel like it's so good to just, it's a kind of like a hope and community building, I think, to embrace loving weird camp cinema.
Yeah. And I think also, I think that, I mean, I don't want to start talking shit, so I have to figure out my words here. There, there's a lot of horror out there, and there's a lot of violence in a lot of cinema. And, I really struggle personally with like, why is there so many movies with violence against women, violence, torture, scary blood, all those things? They sometimes can be campy. There's sometimes in the Venn diagram they do overlap.
Yeah.
But I think that,
Yeah.
like, one thing that, movies like Grease 2, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, John Waters films, Greg Araki films, Ken Russell films, I think one thing that they all have is this like levity and this joy. And while we're existing in this world that has so much terror already in it, it's like, why would I want to consume art that is just like emphasizing all of that when I
Yeah.
could be consuming and watching and like enjoying movies that just like make me feel good and just make me have a, it's like kind of, I think, where this like idea of like a guilty pleasure comes from, where you're like, I
Mm-hmm.
know this isn't highbrow, but it like makes me feel good. And I'm like, then it shouldn't be guilty. Just like it's your
Yeah.
pleasure. And like, it's like, let's have it. you know? Like I'm not guilty. I don't feel embarrassed that I love Grease 2. I actually think Grease 2 is like a monumental piece of art, and like your perception of yourself doesn't allow you to enjoy something as like fun as Grease 2, and that's on you, my friend, and that's like your cross to bear.
And
Because we all enjoy it
yeah,
for free. Like no, we don't have any issues with it.
for anyone who has not looked at what this episode title is, today we are talking about Grease 2.
Yeah. And I'm here to be like, it's okay to love Grease too. In fact, it's amazing to love Grease too.
I I feel like now is a good time for me to say I have never seen Grease. I have only seen Grease 2.
What? Okay, wait. Did you know there's a bumper sticker that says
No.
honk if you think Grease 2 is better?
Oh my God.
Okay, so wait, this is amazing. So you've never seen Grease 1, as I call it.
I've never seen Grease 1. My story, the time that I
In any
saw,
form, like not even on a stage.
nope, nope, I've never seen
Wow.
any form of Grease.
You know the songs from Grease?
I,
The one?
I think I know Grease Lightning. If it played, like, I think I could
Okay.
kind of sing along.
You don't know like You're the One That I Want?
I guess, I guess I kind of know that one too. But I think
Wow.
sometimes, I'll be completely honest,
Wow.
I think I've also never seen Dirty Dancing, and I think sometimes a song has come on, and I've been like, "Wait, is this the song from Dirty Dancing, or is this the song from Grease?"
Wow. Virgin eyes.
So I have seen Grease 2, and the
Okay.
circumstance I saw Grease 2 is probably one of the the most insane way you could see Grease 2, which is in high school, my friend had an exchange student that was staying with her, an exchange student from Kansas. So not like a foreign exchange student, just like it was like a little like
I've
no,
never heard of this.
I don't know what, honestly, thinking back, I don't know what that setup was, but she was like
Like we
she
gotta
was
get these Midwestern kids out there to see the ocean.
yeah, no, she literally had never seen the ocean before. So it was like a cultural experience for her.
Wow.
She was like with us for a month, maybe a little over a month, but like not a long time, but like enough of a time that she had established this. She'd started dating someone who was like kind of friends with our friend group, but like not super close to the friend group. And it was the last night before she was going back home, and her favorite movie was Grease 2, and she's like, let's all come over and watch Grease 2. So it was me and my friends and this guy that we were kind of friends with that she was dating. And I was like, I've never seen Grease, but sure, I'll watch Grease 2. And about a third in, she started crying because she was so sad to be going back home and when she'd had this like really lovely experience. So she went into the other room, and then my like friend who she was staying with and then the boyfriend went and followed her into the other room. So for the last 2/3 of Grease 2, I was sitting there hearing someone sobbing in the other room. And it was not just anyone sobbing, it was the person who would like been introducing this movie to me, who I was like, oh, I want to like, I like when I
Yeah.
like watching something, I'll be like, oh, I'm watching this with you. Like, I want to hear your thoughts. But I couldn't because it was like she was having
Wait,
her own moment.
oh my gosh. What happened? Did she stay with the guy? Did they break up?
I think they broke up because it was like, we
What?
were like in high school. It was like we
Yeah.
weren't gonna
What do
like
you?
they weren't gonna do long distance. Like I don't know
Yeah.
all the things that was, I think that she had a lot going on in her life,
Right.
but it was like such a like
Yeah.
it was such a me and my
Wow.
two other friends who were there, we were all just sitting in silence watching this movie. But I remember reproduction. I remember that scene being like, oh, there's like dancing around and like being all horny in biology class, but it's paired with me going, this is a really fun scene, and also hearing someone crying in the other room and being like
Yeah.
conflicted because I feel bad, but I'm like, I'm gonna keep watching this movie, I guess. Like we didn't pause it and stop. We
Yeah, you're
just
like,
kept
we're locked
watching this
in. We gotta
movie.
know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So I finally have now
Just
seen
the
it.
image of watching Grease 2 with someone crying in the
Yeah, I'm
background.
almost like sad that that's your first encounter because it shouldn't be like that. She meant well by introducing the movie and being like,
Yeah.
"This is my favorite thing. You guys all need to see it." But then the pairing of the sobs is just like you kind of did Grease dirty a little
Well,
bit.
and she wasn't
Not her fault,
it
but
was also she wasn't sad about the movie. That was the other thing that was like it was weird.
like I'm in love and I'm gonna have to go back to Kansas and I want to live in Seattle. Like, what is my
Yeah.
life?
So um I cannot comment at all about how this movie works as a sequel, how this works in comparison to
Okay,
Grease.
okay.
I can just literally
I have some background. I can talk a little bit about too. I can fill you in loosely on my research on this the sequel aspect. But I want to hear how Fabiola first encountered Grease too.
definitely probably much better than my story.
So I definitely seen like bits and pieces of it on TV. Like just the other day was the first time I saw it in full, but I of course was familiar with Cool Rider and with the premise being that it's just a gender swapped version of the first one.
Mm.
I do think this one has the better couple, and Stephanie is the best character in both movies. You don't really need to watch the first one to understand what's going on.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like
I
a
agree.
completely independent plot.
Well,
Totally. Other than Frenchie, who's like you didn't even really need her in the movie. In
Yeah,
Grease too.
we don't get the status of Frenchie at the end of the movie either. I'm like, did she learn chemistry? We never know.
Yeah, she dropped out of so in Grease, so Grease, the original musical was based in Chicago in the
Oh,
50s, and it was about the greasers, which were kind of blue collar, and it was more like an examination of class. And Sandy was
Yeah.
this like prim and proper. I don't even know if she was Australian in the original or if they just made her Australian in the movie because it was Olivia Newton-John. But it was about like basically class divide, and the original movie was much more, I think, gritty, and or the original musical, and it was about like kind of this group of
Yeah.
friends, the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies, and like, you know, Rizzo gets an abortion, and
oh yeah.
like so Frenchie goes to beauty school and then drops out of beauty school, and it's like they're all kind of figuring out their way. And then Sandy, who's like the preppy girl who's like high class, highborn, she like tries to like slum it and like be cool like the greasers and the pink ladies to like impress Danny, who was one of the T-Birds, and they're really into like cars, and it was like,
Oh, so
um,
motorbikes aren't a thing in the first Grease?
yeah, so the second,
No, the first one
Oh,
is about cars.
yeah, the first one's
The
about
second
cars
one is about
and
motorcycles.
the second one's about motorcycles. So
I
then when they
thought
made a
I thought that that was
musical,
the whole thing. That greaser, they're like the greasers are
yeah, no, it's
motorcyclists.
about so Grease Lightning in the first one is a car. And it's like
Oh,
a car race. And actually the antagonist guy in the like gang with the kind of fucked up rat face,
yeah.
marked face, he's in Grease one, but
Okay.
they're in like a competing like car gang, and they like race the cars. But when I made the movie, they cut a lot of the like ancillary like narratives around the friends, and they made it more just like the Sandy Danny love story. And I think made it like a lot tamer, for like they really didn't want to like highlight the abortion narrative and the like classism, and they made it more of this like, what it is. But the choreographer of Grease, Patricia, what's her name? Patricia Birch. She was the choreographer of
Yeah.
Grease, and then she directed Grease too.
Oh, that's
So
cool. Wait. Oh, I don't think I
it's
realized that it's a female
yeah,
director.
it's a female director. And Grease one, I love how that's what I'm gonna call it. I don't think Grease one is a female director. It's, let me look it up. It's Randall Kleiser. So is a guy director.
Mm.
It's too special because it's a female director, and I think that's why like the choreography and like the way it's shot, I even think is like the opening, like go when they're like got to go back to school, I think is such a great opening.
Oh, the choreography is great. I really
Great.
like the like it's very a lot of the musical numbers feel very like closer to kind of like classic Hollywood musicals or like stage musicals
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
like big wide shots where you're
Yes.
seeing group
Yes.
choreography.
Absolutely. And that's Patricia. So when I was a kid, I had seen the first Grease. I think my aunt and my cousins, like we watched it with my aunt and my cousins. But I remember when I was like 7 or 8, my parents like went out to dinner or something, and we had a babysitter. And then when they came back, they brought two VHSs that I think they probably got in like a bargain bin at like a CVS. And one was Grease 2, and the other one was this Chevy Chase movie. I don't even remember what it was called. It was like a detective Chevy Chase movie.
Yeah.
And I then watched Grease 2 just like a lot as a kid, because it was just the one of the we didn't have a lot of movies, so it was like one of the only VHS movies we had. And I loved it. And I really loved Michelle Pfeiffer. I feel like a lot of my like ideas around like what made a girl hot is like influenced by Michelle Pfeiffer in Grease too. And then when I was older, I found it on like Canopy, like the streaming platform, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I used to love this movie." And then I remember watching it, and it was like I knew every word. I was like singing along. Like, and it was this like, wait, why am I accessing this like core memory from my like, it's like a sleeper cell, and I was like awakened as like a sleeper cell. And it was like I knew Cool Writer, I knew the reproduction song, Girl for Every Season, the bowling song, We're Gonna Score Tonight. Like I just knew all the words. And this was actually after I'd shot Fuck Toys, and I was like watching Grease 2, and I was having this thing of like, this is my movie influence. Like this is the
Mm.
movie that actually created my taste as a filmmaker.
You didn't even realize it until you rewatched
I
it.
didn't realize it until I'm like watching it, and I'm like, yeah, like the motorcycle, there's a moped in my movie. This like bad boy, there's like this bad boy in my movie. This like monochromatic color scape, this like kind of like edgy, like we're singing about sex, the like the substitute teacher is kind of like hot, like all these elements, are kind of coming together. Also, like Rock and Roll High School is sort of like another, movie I would group in with this that I'm like core memory. But yeah, I think that like Grease too shaped a lot of my taste as an artist. And I just have to give it props because like you never know. You never know what's your influence
Yeah.
until you're a grown up and you're suddenly like, holy shit, I love this movie. It's so good. Yeah, and last year for Halloween, I dressed up as Stephanie's costume from the talent show when she's December in Girl for All
Oh,
Season.
Oh,
Yeah, I like made
yeah.
the dress and
That's one of the best costumes in this movie.
it's so good. All those costumes in the talent show are incredible.
Yeah.
Like those kids, their budget for their talent show is like really impressive.
I love I love the talent show scene.
They had like five different sets on
Yeah.
Yeah.
stage.
Well,
Yeah.
Like all of the school's budget talent show.
the two of the T-Birds, right, are like
Also, the
part of it, and they're like doing quick changes.
I know. I know. The girl who's like, I think January, where she's like the girl with the legs and like the martini glass. Like one year, we need to get 12 girls together and dress up as every costume from Girl for Every Season
Yes.
from Grease 2.
So, okay, I'm wondering, Fabiola, would you like to give us a little an attempt at a plot summary, and you think it would be helpful how it compares to the first Grease? If not, I'm just like, how would we put this? How would you
Yeah.
summarize it?
Yeah. We can take turns too if we want.
Yeah.
in terms of like comparing it to the first one, this is kind of a wilder version of the first one in terms of vibes. Like what's wilder than cars, motorcycles? Now there's bowling in it. Now there's a fallout shelter in it. And there's a luau and a talent show.
Like it's
And
escalating the scenes.
yeah,
Also, I feel like in the first Grease, the girls are very mean to
Oh.
Sandy. You have Look at Me,
yeah,
Sandra D. And what I like about this Grease too is that they're, other than them like shitting on the little sister of, that's Judy Garland's daughter, that actress who
Whoa.
plays, yeah, in Grease 2, it's oh my God, what's her name?
isn't
Lorna
it
Lorna Love.
Pamela Adlon?
Wait, which one?
Is it the actress or the
The
character name?
little
Oh,
like
the little sis.
pigtails.
Yeah, who is that? Pamela, yeah, Pamela
I think
Adlon.
that's Pamela Adlon.
Yeah, and then Lorna Luft, who plays the blonde girl who's doing the like, who's like into the guy that Stephanie's rejecting. That's Judy Garland's daughter.
Oh wow.
That's yeah, that's Liza Minnelli's, I think, little sister. So that's cool. And I like that in Grease too, Stephanie is a pink lady and she really wants a biker boy, a cool rider, as she says. And this like exchange student who's kind of a square like buys a bike, and he like makes money by like writing people, like doing people's homework, and then he like learns how to ride a motorcycle to impress her.
Is is
And
the
he's
through
really good at riding a motorcycle. He
Yeah.
becomes the
Yeah.
best ever in the world.
Yes. Yeah. And he wins her and he basically is a man who listens. He like was into her. She's like, "Hey, I'm not that into you. What I'm into is a cool writer." And he was like, "Copy." And then he was like, "I'm gonna go be that." And then he does.
Life stinks.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you'll do.
Great. The name's Michael. Michael Carrington.
Name's Dolores. Dolores Rebchuck. Some jerks call me Woodchuck or Rebchuck, but I prefer Dolores, got it?
Got it.
They think they're so cool just because they got wheels. Dolores, go home!
Yeah, well, it looks like you and me don't make the grade.
Yeah, with them it's all these weird codes and rules and pledges about cycles. You gotta be a biker or a biker's old lady. But without a cycle, forget it. Pisses me off.
We're both in the same boat. I sure can't afford a cycle without a job.
Yeah, but me, I'm willing to negotiate. I offer to be a pink lady mascot. It ain't the coolest job, but it's a start. Think they'd listen? Forget it. Pisses me off.
Well, it's pretty late. I think I better walk you home.
Oh, I don't need a babysitter. Okay.
Well, why don't you think of it as a date? Okay.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Come on. You know, when I'm in the 12th grade, I know I'm gonna be the head of the pink ladies. My pink ladies will rule the school. They'll be the best. We'll have the best looking jackets. I once tried to put letters on this jacket, you know. Didn't work. It fell right off. It was really embarrassing because it happened in front of my sister, Paulette. I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did.
something I kind of love about this movie that I don't think I usually actually like see in high school movies is that it's the entire school year in one movie. Like it literally starts with
Yeah.
the first day of school and it ends with graduation. And in some ways it kind of subverts like I feel like in other like musicals and like camp media where it'd be like suddenly someone's really good at this thing that they were never good at before. And that's kind of the case in this, but it's also like
Right.
you see a couple of montages and then you realize like, oh, the reason the talent show is so like well choreographed and there's all these costumes is because it took the entire year to put on the talent show. And the reason like he's become what's his name?
So-
Michael's like become like this
Michael.
badass
Michael, yeah.
motorcyclist is because he's been practicing all year.
Yeah, and then he like makes his first entrance as a motorcyclist outside because they also go bowling a lot. Bowling's this thing there,
Yeah.
and he's outside the bowling alley, and he's like motorcycling over cars, and they have the great song "Who's That Guy," and everyone's like, "Who's that guy?" The men and the women, everyone's horny for him, and he doesn't say anything. And then she has her day job at the gas station. This is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. And he like rolls up to the gas station and she like is filling up his gas and doesn't even realize it's him. And then he's basically like, once she realizes it's him, it's like, you. And it's like, get on. And then she just rides off with him. And I remember that as a kid because I was like, oh my God, she just left her job. And she's like, shove it where the sun don't shine. And then it's this like great shot of them. Her head is back and she's like on the back of the motorcycle. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
so,
that's so good.
so romantic. And they're like kissing at sunset, but it's like clear they haven't really said anything to each other. Like, she's just like, my guy. And then there's this like showdown thing where he goes into like a levee or like off a cliff and
Yeah.
he thinks
They think
yeah, she thinks he's died. And then in the middle of her big talent show number, she breaks into a second song that's taking place in motorcycle heaven. in one of the most incredible sequences I love that scene in a movie where they're in this like white motorcycle heaven with all these like motorcycles stacked. They're all like white motorcycles, like dusty white, and he's like there singing, and he's basically telling her to like move on with her life. And she's like, whoa, whoa, oh, but like she like can't, she's like letting go of him because she thinks she died. And then yeah, you're right, Fabiola. Then they're at like a luau, like an end of the year luau that she won for her this song within a
Yeah.
song from the talent show.
Well, it's a weird like weird corrupted version of a prom king and queen where it's like
Yeah.
the two winners of they pick a male and a female winner of the talent
Yeah.
show. Even though the talent
Yeah.
show were all groups and bands, they
Yes.
pick one
Yes.
person from two
They
different
single out.
groups.
Yeah. And it happens to be her ex who's a T-bird. So I'm also like, okay, the T-birds are like talented, you know?
No, it
Yeah.
is
And then
it's implied that they sabotaged that other group.
I know.
And like tied them up in the shower.
up, they're like Mr. Sandman. They like somehow eliminate their competition. And also I just want to say one thing. This one also has that set of twins, and I'm obsessed with the girls, the twins, who are like goody two-shoe pick-me girls, but then they also,
Oh yeah.
I love them. I love a movie with twins. I just love twins in general because I'm a Mary-Kate and Ashley
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah. Especially cheerleading twins.
Right? And they're like both into Michael and they get him to play piano. Also, I love that they're like, Michael, can you play piano for the talent show? But then it's like a full band. It's like, where is this band coming from? Yeah, and
Also with the luau thing, that's
yeah, the
very
luau.
60s.
So 60s, but
Because
she
this
looked
movie's set at a time where
right.
like there was a whole beach
There's like a tiki
craze.
that like
And it was all
exotica.
for teens.
Yeah. I think that's another point is that this movie was made, I think, in like 1980 or 1981, but it's set in 1960. So it's
Yeah.
this 1980s version of the 1960s, which is so you get this like
It's very clear with Stephanie's costuming.
yes, because her hair is like very 80s, but then it feels very loosely 1960s. And like her styling also feels very 80s, like her tight, like skin tight kind of pants and her boots and her like kind of leather jacket. But then the other girls have this like Jackie O 60s look. I mean, I love the costuming in this movie.
I think the funniest like
Yeah.
decade signifier that they decide to use is they keep talking about Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And like going to war.
Yeah. There's a whole like
Like the
Fabiola
Vietnam
said
draft is like part of it.
there's a scene in a nuclear fallout bunker where
Yeah.
it's like to try to it's which of the T-birds? Is it Lewis? Lewis is trying to convince
It's also where Michael does all of the homework for some
Oh
reason.
yeah.
He
Actually,
does
maybe
his
where
homework at this fallout shelter.
that where he's staying? Is that like the ADU? He's like an exchange student. Back to the exchange student story. And that like that's where their like extra room is in their like bomb shelter.
Well, no, because I think he's staying with his uncle, right? Who is Sandy's dad, I guess. That
That
they
sounds
just like
yeah.
because he's Sandy's cousin, but then that's it comes up once and then is never explained
They're
again.
just like he's part of the universe.
Yeah.
His cousin went through the same thing. She had to change to, you know, like cars, and you're gonna have to change to like, you know, motorcycles. Because welcome to America. And
So also he's British and you said that Sandy's Australian?
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're exotic. I don't they're white exotic. They're colonial exotic. They're all related. All those like colonial white countries. Yeah, and what I love about the Fallout Shelter song is that it's Lewis is trying to convince a girl, one of the pink ladies, to sleep with him, and he's basically like, let's do it for our country. Like the line is like, the our country, like our president would want you to fuck me before I go to war.
But she doesn't realize that she thinks he's just asking her to like sign up and enlist and like because I don't think she
Yeah,
realizes it's all about sex because she's like, yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
be a nurse.
Yeah, they like start the like alarm sound, and he's playing on her fear. He's like getting her scared and revved up. But I definitely love that there's like a line where it's like for Disney World, for it's like this idea of
Yeah.
like,
One of the things I want to talk about this movie is how
yeah,
horny everyone is. This is maybe
yeah,
I don't think it's the horniest movie I've ever seen, but it's up there for horniest musicals I've seen. Like every song I feel
for
like is
sure.
an innuendo. Every single song.
Yeah, we're gonna score tonight. We're gonna
Yep.
have sex. Yeah. Let's do it for our country. Reproduction. Um,
Reproduction.
Girl for all seasons.
Yep.
Uh, I think that like I think that that's something I love about this movie, because high schoolers are horny, and when you try to depict them as anything but, it doesn't feel realistic to me. And I think that at the end of the day, high schoolers are horny, and everyone's just trying to figure out how to get the person you like to like you back. And I think that that is what is so relatable and so great, is that it's sort of being irreverent about these. Like, it's not trying to paint high schoolers as any smarter or like evolved than kind of what they actually are in a way. And I think reproduction, like Cool Writer is one of my go-to karaoke songs, which is sometimes like a fail for me because no one knows what I'm singing wherever I'm at. But
It's
reproduction
the
is
best song in the movie.
it's so good. I listen to that song like if I go running. Like it's just a hit. It's just a good song. But I also know the words to reproduction in a way where like I don't really know a lot of musicals, but I feel like that's reproduction is just such a smart, iconic, funny, silly, where does the pollen go? Like number. And also what's happening in that scene is he's a substitute teacher, and he's like into this like hot other teacher that all the male students are also like want to fuck her, and she's hot, like the woman with her hairspray, and she's
Yeah.
got her
And
like,
he's Tab Hunter.
I was gonna say it's Tab Hunter from Polyester.
yeah.
And also
Yes,
he's
yes,
in is he in other John Waters or it's just Polyester that he's in?
yeah,
Not sure. He's like best known for being in polyester among a lot of like other 50s and 60s teen movies.
Yeah.
yeah. Tab Hunter, Mr. Stewart, man, he was quite a stud in his days. Yeah, he was in Damn Yankees. Oh yeah, he did like a lot of like, it looks like kind of, yeah, he did a polyester, but he did like The Burning Hills, Lust in the
Oh
Dust,
yeah.
The Girl He Left Behind, 1950, did like movies in the 50s, and when he was like probably just like a young heartthrob himself. Yeah, I love that teacher storyline, that like the teachers are also like into each other. Yeah, Cool Writer though is an amazing dance performance. It's just an amazing video to watch, where Stephanie is basically, Michelle Pfeiffer is, kind of saying like, "Hey, I'm not going to go out with you because this is what I'm looking for." And then she sings this song about wanting a cool writer, and I do feel like that has like lived in my brain for my whole life. And when I was like dating, I definitely was trying to date these like punk boys and rock bands, and I was definitely attracted to this like leather jacket boy on a motorcycle or with a cool car. And I have to assume that like that did plant a seed in my head when I was a kid about like what I should date. like who I should look for as a partner. And I just think there's something very empowering about like her being like, no, I'm not into you. I want like a cool guy, and demanding that and then getting that from him. Um, yeah, and her like she climbs this ladder in it, and she's like straddling this ladder, and I just like always remembered that shot and how like hot I thought she was, and like cool, and like I just wanted to be like her. She's really special, and I've heard that Michelle Pfeiffer is very embarrassed about her performance in Grease too. And it makes me really sad if that's true, because I just think it's like we don't get a lot of women in movies who are just like hot and powerful and don't give any fucks and like demand like boss boys around, and like the other guy's always hitting on her and she's just like, ew, get off me. Like she's just so unafraid to like be herself and not give any fucks. And so yeah, I just want to give some props to Michelle for bringing this character to life in such a way that is so like fresh and is still remains so iconic, you know, like 20, 45 years later. I don't know, I was gonna say 20 years later.
I definitely like, I'm fascinated by kind of the way this film sets up like social groups and social status. And absolutely they were using like visuals and iconography of like motorbikes and leather jackets for the T-Birds and the pink ladies with their pink jackets, and that's a sign of status and popularity. And I think it's really interesting that she's like, okay, like I want, someone who's cool, and like she does not want, she's like kind of like messing with the rules and the code of being a pink lady because she's not dating any of the T-Birds.
Totally.
But then
Totally.
at the end, she becomes a T-Bird, and that's when they get together. So it's almost like it's not quite defined, like it's not completely like they're gonna upend the social norms. She's expressing that she's like, oh, I have these desires and this is what I want, but it never fully breaks out into being like, you can be whoever you want and date whoever you want. She's still it like, it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's a kind of a little of a messiness to that, of like,
at least like that's what it becomes official.
Yeah,
like they were kind of together but only like by themselves. It was only like
I guess,
when Michael revealed himself,
oh my gosh,
like in front of everyone, that it was like, okay, now it's official, so he's now officially a T-Bird.
He's cooler than the T-Birds, so they better fucking
Yeah.
I do think there's something.
I guess it's like she knows what she wants, and he's like, okay, I like you, I'm gonna be that for her. And that's like really cool and hot, and I love like how much he like puts that work in. And he also seems to enjoy it. He enjoys riding the bike. He becomes this like cool badass. But then it's like, oh, he also still like it's not enough for him just to be enough for her. Like it's like he needs to be recognized and marked as that social power by giving that leather jacket at the end.
I think that like they would have dated whether or not the T-Birds accepted him or not. I kind of feel like that moment is more about also like how the whole movie the T-Birds are using Michael to do his homework.
Yeah.
You know, and they kind of wrote him off as like a loser, and that it's also there as much as she's like, no, I like this guy, I'm gonna be with him. I think it's also them being like, you know what, you're fucking cool, and I'm sorry for writing you off as just a loser nerd. You actually are as cool, like you're cooler, like you should be part of the group. But I think it's more for the men. I think it's more about the male like community than it is about, like, I think she would have dated him with or without the jacket. After school, after they graduated. Or like in our like imagined like ever after. I do have a game I've played with people in public that I would be game to pitch you guys, which is like, if you were to direct Grease 3, what would be the vehicle that, or like what would
Oh,
be your version of Grease 3? Because we have Grease 1 where it's like cars and like, Danny and Sandy, and like Sandy kind of becomes a cool pink lady. We have Grease 2, which is about motorcycles, and like Stephanie and Michael becomes a cool writer. And like if you were to direct Grease 3, what would it be?
I think it
Skaters?
would be skateboards.
Oh my
Yes,
God, we thought the same thing.
Yeah,
that was my
yeah,
pitch too. When I played this game at a bar with some people, I was like, in my Grease 3, it's about skaters. It's like skater kids.
Yeah.
yeah.
We would have to
With
license Skater Boy.
especially with Dolores with her own skateboard, it feels like that's the next step.
Right? Okay. Is it a hetero story? Is it a little gay? Is it girl finds girl?
Ooh, well,
Mm.
yeah. How could you play with, I mean, do the pink ladies in any of the versions ever get their own vehicle, or are they always like,
So in Greece, they have like a pink 50s car that
okay,
yeah, they have like their pink car. But I think that like in the Grease 3, it'd be fun if like they're into, it's like rival skate teams, which are the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies.
yeah.
And maybe it's a little more Romeo and Juliet. Like maybe they like aren't supposed to date each other and then they do, or like, I don't know.
Or it's like the pink ladies are always
It's
like,
kind of like opposite rules to this one, because this one they like do explicitly state that like only pink ladies can date T-birds and only T-birds can date pink
Yeah.
ladies.
yeah, that could be a way to like play with it. I was also thinking it could be like oh, like the pink ladies are always like they're the ones who are like cheering the T-birds on, and
Right.
then it's a romance between two, someone like a pink lady who decides to be, a skateboarder
Yes.
herself. And
Yes.
maybe there's some like gender fuckery of like okay, well, I'm gonna dress more masculine and like when I'm a
Yeah.
skater boy,
Yeah.
and so maybe almost like a little kind of like a she's the man or Mulan kind of thing of like who's
Yes.
that hot cool skater dude, but I guess I'm gonna have to keep like seeing this pink lady, and then it's like, oh wait, no, you're the same person.
Yes. Yes. I like that. Okay.
It is a really fun. I do think it pitching Grease 3 where it's like, okay, obviously this is with our entertainment industry right now. There's so much of like bringing back IP. Like everyone's like, oh,
Well,
established IP. People are like, let's just keep making sequels and reboots and stuff. And to be like, okay, yes, we're gonna bring back Grease 3, but you know how Grease 2 took Grease in a completely different direction. Same thing with Grease 3. It's basically going to be like just the name. Maybe
yeah.
Rizzo. Maybe Rizzo's still there again. It is like the introduction again. But
Seems
then
like
it's
Rizzo's daughter.
yeah. Then it
It's
has to
Rizzo's
be a
daughter.
completely
Yeah.
original story.
I do like the idea of the little sister, because is it also the 1960s? Like because I think Grease, the first Grease is set in the 50s, and then Grease 2 is set in 1960. So is Grease 3, the skateboard one, is that like Lords of Dogtown era? Like is it early skateboard days? Like late 60s, early 70s?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, if
that's what I was
Fabiola's
picturing, like
directing,
Yeah.
70s.
if Fabiola's directing, it's definitely
Yeah.
going to be 70s inspired.
Yes, yes, with like some bell bottoms. We have some more diversity. Maybe some like women of color can be in the movie. It can be in the Pink Ladies.
Yes.
I like
I'm trying to
it.
think of like what the final set piece setting would be. Because in the first one it's the carnival, and this one it's the luau.
Yeah. Is it like they go to Woodstock? Is it like a kind of Woodstock type music festival?
Yeah,
Like they smoke weed?
maybe like a kind of like a mix between Woodstock and a disco.
Yes.
a
Oh my God.
disco.
Or a roller disco.
There has to be,
Yeah.
yes, there has to be like there's
There has
skateboarders, but they have to have a scene where they go
And
to
they
a roller
need to bring the
disco.
skateboards
Crash-
into
They
the roller
crash the
disco.
roller disco with the skateboards.
Yeah.
Oh my God, wait,
Yeah.
Fabiola, I think you just unlocked. Wow, we should write this.
It
We
also
should,
reminds me of in this movie when the rival motorcycle gang just is just driving around
yes,
in the
there's
track
school
field.
track field. Like, what the fuck? And I love that it's the same guy from Grease 1 because I'm also like, aren't you in your 20s? Like, why are you at high school? Like, get the fuck out.
I
Yeah,
That's also a
big.
fun question to ask since Grease's casting is famously like very not high school looking
Yes,
people. So he might be in high school.
that's true. He's just been held back because he's
up the camp factor in Grease 3 2, bring back the same actor again, and it's like someone who's like
actor.
what in their they'll be like 60s, 70s now, and
Yeah,
it's
like
just
what is
like
his name? Who plays the he was I think was it Dennis Stewart? I think this is it. Yeah, Dennis Stewart. Oh, he passed away
oh
in 1994, but maybe he has a son we
yeah,
can or someone we can style like him.
yeah.
That's really crazy. That's a great idea though. I also wish we could get the same principal. I love the principal and the vice principal, and they do their little meetings, and she has her xylophone. Um,
Yeah.
that was like one of those things where, as a kid, I was like excited about high school because I thought stuff like that would happen in high school. Like there'd be an announcement, like there'd be announcements over the intercom, which like never happened
With
in
the
my,
xylophone and
yeah.
everything.
I like Rydell High, beat the Cavalier. Like I have all these like little like sound bites that are just stuck in my brain, but like they have the same principle from the two Greases that are like crossover. So it's
Oh.
like the same teachers at Rydell High. We could probably still shoot the exterior there. It's in Venice,
Oh.
for the I'm just now we're just like gonna start confirming history because I love this like roller disco. Um the pink ladies are all on like roller skates and they're like skating down the boardwalk and they're like little pink. They have like hot shorts and those like tube socks,
Yes.
and like their little pink satin jackets. It's kind of got some
And
boogie
like, what
nights
would the
and kind of like
music be?
music. Okay, so this
Because in this one, it's set in the 60s, but so much of the music sounds like
very
the
80s.
80s, which
Okay,
wasn't really the case in the first one.
that's true. It was very doo-wop. Okay, this is gonna be like I don't love disco. That's kind of the one genre I don't love, disco.
I don't know enough about it
So
to
we can
say
pull a Grease too and just have it sound relatively modern.
Yeah, like what
But
if
we're
it
just
sounds
saying that
kind
it's
of
set in the
like
70s.
what if it sounds
yeah,
grungy? Like what if it
yeah, that would
sounds
be
like
like kind of 90s, like
yeah.
like kind of like Green Day, or kind of like not Green Day, but like kind of like 90s into the 2000s, like Y2K power pop band.
I mean, Avril, like
That's what I was
Skater
thinking.
Boy, like
Yeah.
Get some Avril, but maybe it could also have some like Motown, like it could be 70s like Motown, soul, R&B. I'm also in thinking there's going to be more black characters so they could sing more like,
Yeah.
they could have more soul music, um more blues
Yeah.
maybe.
These are very white movies.
That's like the one downfall is that unfortunately at this era Hollywood is still very whitewashed and still is to this day, but egregiously so at in the 80s and when they were making the two Grease movies.
yeah.
Yeah. One of the ways the luau scene is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like still the
It's
era
very
where we were
racist.
like, it's tiki themed, it's exotica, and we're just like brushing past the cultural appropriation. Yeah.
It's like absolutely. I'm like, okay, this is appropriation. And I was like, luau, okay, we're actually seeing this. Okay. And
They all have
cringing.
their like their pom-poms. Like
But
they
it's
have,
also so crazy. Like it's kind of to the point where I'm like, I go beyond like being able to like
yeah,
be critical about it because they have a giant pool set up and they put the
yeah,
luau king and queen on a raft in the middle of this pool and then
yeah,
motorcyclists are jumping over them.
yeah. I mean, like, let's be real. Like, in a way, a school would do some shit like that in the 60s,
Yeah.
even if the students were like, hey, this is problematic. It sort of like is truthful to the era, even if we are like, ah, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. 60s pop culture did love Hawaii.
Right. It's that like Martin Denny, like mid-century, like that era, of going to the tiki. I mean, I really love the movie The Apartment, and
Oh,
I got really fixated on that on the movie too because they kept going to this like tiki bar, and I was like, I love this set. Like I really like I personally love a tiki bar still to this day. I don't know why. It's like there's something about that aesthetic that just like it's my camp love. It's like I love that like a tiki bar. I just love a tiki bar.
I mean,
And
it's
that's my
got that
problem.
Yeah.
it's artificial. It's like, this is like not reality.
Yeah.
And it's I there
All of the
Yeah.
was
skirts are these bright neon colors.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's like the little umbrellas, those like coconut carved thing. I think actually what it is it feels reminiscent of like a replication of something that's like a replication of something from the 60s. So it doesn't feel like a
Yeah.
direct reference. It feels like I'm in a referential 1960s, 1950s moment. And I'm like living for that like nostalgia
Yeah.
rather than, you know, actually thinking we're in this place that is like
Yeah.
supposed to be referential to a cultural community. I don't know if I don't know if I'm off the hook at this point, but that's
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's exactly like the fun of that scene. It's just the layers upon layers of stuff.
yeah.
As the sun sets on the Lani Kewani Luau, a reminder to our seniors, in the words of our very own President Kennedy, think not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Now will the king and queen of the luau take their appointed positions on the pool of enchantment.
But also like the bowling is another touchstone. Like
Oh my God, the
the
bowling.
whole the bowling culture.
I
Like
need to talk that bowling scene, wildest scene to me.
yeah.
Weird fun fact about me that I don't know if I've said on this podcast before. I in high school I was on the varsity bowling team. It was the varsity bowling
Fuck
team
yeah.
because there was only one bowling team. Each year we had to beg people to join so we had enough players. I was terrible. I did it because I was convinced by my friend's older sister that it's basically just a time where we get a bunch of free like treats because it's a bowling alley, and then the coach would take us to Dairy Queen whether we won the match or not.
Ow.
But I know how I know kind of the bowling, like how to bowl and the bowling aesthetic, and it was like driving me a little bit bananas that there's this scene where they're like dancing on the lanes and like
Yes.
doing like these crazy
Yes.
choreography, and I'm like, they definitely had to build a set for that because there's no way you could be dancing on an actual bowling lane. An actual bowling lane, you would be sliding all over the place because
I
that.
do want to, and I want to talk to you about Paulette's gold spandex
Oh
pants.
my God.
Oh, yeah.
There's something about
Very
like,
80s.
yeah, I want to like touch that material. I want to know what that is. But I also feel like as a kid, her like ass in those like gold spandex pants is like ingrained in my head because she like bends over to like push the ball and it's like sexy and you're like, wait, what? And then Stephanie cool as a cucumber. Her sunglasses, her like red shirt, her braid gives no like not trying to look hot at all. Oh my God, she kills me. She's so hot. Yeah, but yeah, I've thought about that too. Like they're doing pirouettes in the middle of the lane. Like that's so slippery. But also I love it. Like they have the choreography there is just incredible. But I also love that it's this like bowling off. Like they're gonna do competitive bowling with each other. It's iconic.
They just love bowling.
I love bowling.
Bowling probably has, of any sport, the funniest uniform. Bowling shirts are so, it's like
shoes.
Because you don't, okay, the shoes make sense. You do need like specific kinds of shoes to have like be a good bowler. You do not need to wear that kind of shirt, but that's the standard. Like
I know.
Like so it's
I also love Michael's like coming up to the bowling alley with his little book practicing. So fellas, fancy a game of bowl? Like he like can't even figure out how to just be like, hey, can I bowl with you? Like he needs a book to teach him how to talk American to get in on the bowling. I was like, this is iconic. Grease 3, they're gonna need some hobby that's not the roller disco that they're doing. I don't know, is it foosball? Like I don't know what it is. Like, surfing maybe. But yeah, the bowling scene is really key. There's another moment in the film that I think about a lot. I'm just like jumping around to like different favorite moments, and you guys just, I guess, get to listen to
yeah.
So there's the scene when
that's kind of what this is usually like anyways.
Okay.
We love it. We want people to just talk about their favorite movies, honestly.
Adrian, who plays Johnny Nogarelli.
Also the matching outfits.
Yes.
In the bowling. Like
with
they're
the
all like coupled
like,
together and each couple has their own outfit.
Yes. Aren't there like nuns?
There's nuns. You're right.
Yeah, they're nuns.
Why are there nuns?
Yes.
Make it fucking fun. Put nuns in there. Nuns are inherently funny and fetish. Like it's both at once. Okay. Johnny Nogarelli is in the school. He's smoking and the principal catches him and he puts the cigarette in his mouth. And then he holds the cigarette in his mouth while she's talking and he's like, And then he like, his friend pats him on the back and he like swallows the cigarette. That scene is so good. We need more scenes. I feel like actually She's the Man, or is that the Amanda Bynes movie?
Yes.
She's the Man.
Yeah.
I think that kind of humor, that kind of comedy, I think is in that movie a little bit where you're like caught. I fucking as a kid was obsessed with that because I was just like, how did he do it? How did he put the cigarette in his mouth? How did he hold it in his mouth?
He even exhales, like he exhales smoke out of his nose at one point.
She's like, something's burning. Yeah, I'm like, that trick is so cool. If there's a listener, can anyone do this? How do you do this? What's the trick? I love that moment. That moment lives in my brain forever as just like such an iconic moment.
Another moment of visual comedy that stuck out to me was when the T-Birds are in the locker rooms because they're like spying on the little like, you know, trio, the Mr. Sandman trio. And there's a shot, they all are, it's the lockers and it's the shot of each of them peeping, you know, like looking up over the ridge, but there's one that is too short. So you just see 3 heads instead of eyes and then just hair.
Yes. I love the little shorty, and he rides in the sidecar.
Yeah,
in the motorcycle. He doesn't even.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the sidecar.
Okay, here's a question: if you had a date and he pulled up in a motorcycle with a sidecar, would you ride in the sidecar, or would you get behind him on the motorcycle?
I would want to ride behind on the motorcycle because that's what's like. Always what's hottest in a movie, but like I feel like that would make this, it would be really unbalanced. Like if there's a sidecar there, I guess I have to get in. Like
yeah,
I think I'd be offended.
Like
I
don't see a fun accessory.
Okay, yeah. Because like that kid, he gets with the little sister,
Yeah.
and I'm like, is he just dating the sister because he's short? He's a short king, but he's part of the Two Birds.
I don't think he's in the graduation at the very end. So maybe he's like a grade, like he's younger
Oh,
or
maybe
something.
he's like their intern. Like she's
Yeah.
sort of intern of the Pink Lady. Oh man. Yeah, there's so much good stuff in this movie. Yeah, this is such a feel-good movie for me. Such a special movie, such a great performance from Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know if we have any other call out moments that come to mind because we've hit reproduction, we've hit all the dance, all the musical numbers and the luau and the talent show and motorcycle heaven.
The motorcycle heaven is so like you know what it reminded me of? Actually, this is I don't know if you've seen this movie Annapurna, but it's The Pirate with Judy Garland and
God.
wait, God, who's the other guy? We discussed it for this podcast.
It's Gene Kelly.
Right, right. Um
Ooh.
like
And
that's
he also does a similar cigarette trick in that movie.
Oh,
that
really?
one he flips the cigarette into his mouth, kisses someone, and then flips the cigarette out of his mouth and like keeps smoking it.
Whoa. Whoa.
But like that's a movie where there's like I just again like these kind of multiple like someone is having kind of like a dream series sequence or like fantasy and they're like singing about something and you just go to a different stage and you just see
Yes.
this like it's so like I'm sure there are other like lots I'm sure there's other musicals that do that, but it is really fun I think to see in like an 80s musical instead of it just kind of being like all it's like oh it's I mean I wouldn't say it's diegetic in the sense that like there's never in-universe explanation of why they're singing, they're just singing, but it's like
Yeah.
a time where we actually like we see this kind of fantasy and it's not actually like a reality of like them dancing and singing, it's just like this imagined scenario.
Yeah, and it's like her grief. It's also very potent and, unrequited love or what she thinks is going to be unrequited love, plus like just the potency of teenage passion. It's kind of perfect because it's really how teenagers feel in a way where like everything is so extreme. Like I loved you, I never got to be with you. Like we never got to, have our thing because you went off the cliff, you know, maybe died, I guess. Like, life and death stakes, they're serious stakes for them.
And everyone else is acting like nothing really happened.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, so maybe this kid died. But
Yeah.
anyways, we have a talent show.
Yes, but they also don't even know if he's a high school student.
Yeah, they don't know who this guy is.
He's literally, who's this guy on that motorcycle? Like he's just a guy who's mysterious. Maybe bring back the brooding, mysterious type. Maybe these men need to like get off their manosphere podcast and get back to being like silent and mysterious.
Yeah, with the diegetic, non-diegetic thing, that reminds me of like another great moment to me in this movie, which is the T-Birds song. Which
Yes.
at first you think it's like all in their head because there's like the silhouettes in the back. But then at the end it's revealed that they've been on the talent show stage the whole time and like there were actually dancers behind
Yes.
them and everything.
I
just
love
thought
that.
it was really fun.
Obviously, I love a silhouette moment. I have a silhouette moment in Fuck Toys because I love silhouette moments. But also like from Bond and like The Avengers, like that TV show and like this type of like theatricality. I also love in that moment they sing Prowling where they're basically like singing a song about picking up girls at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And then the principal, like the other teacher is like with the Sandman boys, she's like, these are my boys. And then the principal is like, these are my boys. And you're like, wait, are we now in like the reality where the principal likes the T-Birds, like they're not the bad guys anymore. Like she's kind of down.
Oh, the teachers are not just horny for each other, but kind of horny for their students too. Like at the very opening number where
Yeah,
whichever the teacher with all the hairspray, like one of them is like, she's like, oh,
love her.
I hope I'll see you in my class this year. And they're like, I hope I'll see all of you. And she's like, maybe you will.
Yeah, I love that. I love she's so hot. I've actually just been up while we've been chatting because I was like, yeah, wait, who was that hottie? Um, her name is Connie Stevens. I'm like, Connie Stevens, has she been in more stuff that we don't that we're forgetting to talk about? But she is so beautiful. And then she and Tab have the little romance during reproduction where she's like, I'll watch your
Yeah.
class. And all the boys have the moment where they're like, when a woman's on a couch and getting all hot, saying that she wants to do like there's that moment where they're all like hitting on her and she's just like I love that there's like older women are hot in this universe, young girls like we always know the trope that like a young girl is always the hot one, but I love that they like really get this teacher that she gets to be like spicy too. And all the boys are into her and like how truth that's just great. I'm just always an advocate for a MILF for like an older woman who's a babe. Um
the
in general.
talking about like the kind of like gender roles and expectations though in this movie, I think it's kind of interesting. I don't know if this is the case in Grease 1, but the T-Birds are kind of pathetic in this movie. Like
Yeah.
they
No, they
keep
are.
running away
Yeah.
from the rival
They're
gang.
silly.
They're very well, that's the other thing is they all do feel like musical theater boys. Like they don't feel scary.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you watch like West Side Story and you're like, okay, Bert, the Jets, like, oh, I'm scared, you know, they don't actually feel menacing.
Yeah, they're
And
like
I think you're right.
we're the Jets, oh, we're gonna go out tonight, except it's like you're dancing. Like you're like
Yeah,
you're trying to be
bowling,
threatening, but
girls,
you're
girls.
dancing.
Yeah, I also think that there's something like they're like, we got a rep to protect. Like with their like they can't seem smart because they have a rep to protect, but then they also like aren't they you're right, they're like running away or like barricading themselves in the bowling alley to avoid a confrontation with the like actual scary guys.
And they also are so willing to win the talent show because they want the records.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, how are they pronouncing some of the record? Isn't there something funny
Well, they
the
just
way they're
say,
pronouncing?
oh yeah. They're like, because they're saying like, oh, we get 100 long plays, and then it's like, maybe they have beethoven or something, like they like
Yeah,
make some.
Yeah, Beethoven. Yeah, that's right. They like can't, they're like Philistine
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, that's a good point. That's really funny.
yeah. They're such they're like so dumb, and they're so like
Yeah.
they like I guess they have sex
Like
appeal because they drive
reproduction,
motorcycles.
they're like, our woman's just doing that thing in a book where she counts up the days of her what do you call it? Menstruation, you know, I can't even say.
But I understand why Stephanie is like Michael's the one for me, because he's like actually smart
Yes.
and also a hot biker guy. Like
Yeah.
you
He can
really
put,
get the best of both worlds.
yeah, he can like hold, you know, he can put a sentence together. And yeah, but she like, I think she likes him at first because he's helping her with her essay, I think, on Romeo and Juliet. And then
Miss Hamlet.
his Hamlet, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And then she's like, yeah, you're kind of smart. But then she's also getting like advice from him. Isn't that the case? Like she's getting like dating advice from him about the mysterious guy that's him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think we said it. Technically, the whole thing starts before Michael pretends to be, this mysterious. Well, he doesn't pretend. He is this like mysterious biker guy. She kisses him on a dare.
That's right. No, she says, I'm going to kiss who I want, when I want, because they're trying to hold her to the rules of pink ladies and are only with T-birds. And she was like, no, you can't tell me what to do. And then she's like, I'm going to kiss the next guy that walks in here. And then he walks in after he's practicing his like bowling chops. Like he's practicing how to initiate a game of bowling. And then she just kisses him. And then she's like, what? Which is hot. That scene's really hot. And then he's like, wait, what? Yeah. He's into her from the start. And it's probably Frenchie who's like, oh, don't even think about Stephanie. Because it's like the T-birds only.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's Frenchie's there for the exposition.
Yes. I mean, yeah,
And then like while he's the mysterious guy, he does like keep trying to find a way to tell her that he's Michael.
Yeah.
But then something always happens.
It's also one of those things, he's so handsome, that actor, and also he has a kind of cool story where he's been married to the same woman his whole life. And Juliet Mills, who is the sister of Haley Mills, who is in the original Parent Trap. And
yeah,
she's actually older than him. I think she's like 10 years older than him. I think that's right. Yeah, because she was born in 41 and he was born in 59. So
almost 20.
20 years. Yeah. So he's been with the same woman. They're still married. And he's always been with this older woman, which I think is like sexy in general. Bill's sister. But yeah, like if
I also love the scene where it's like his singing is playing in the back, but he's at like the cafeteria.
Yeah.
He's very sad.
That's his sad.
And everything else is happening around him, but he's so sad.
So invisible. But I'm like, he's so hot. Like if I was in school with him and he was a nerdo, like I would still fuck him. I'm like, like he's so hot. It's funny. I have some like friends who are gay men who are like who have also a relationship with Grease too, and it's primarily around their like childhood crush on Max Caulfield, just being like so hot. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that would be the other side of this. Like I was in it for like Michelle Pfeiffer being so cool and like such an icon, and Max becoming hot because I'm seeing Max through her lens. So he's like not hot until she thinks he's hot. But then I'm forgetting that there's like a whole other audience out there that's just like, oh no, he's always hot.
Let's get this stuff over with.
All right. Where do you want to start?
It's this guy.
What guy?
Oh, forget it.
Well, I'm trying, but you're not making it very easy.
I had this idea of Mr. Right, remember? Which is a stupid idea, right?
Right.
And then all out of nowhere he shows up. Like some dream or something.
Who?
Mr. Right.
All right.
And then the crazy thing is that I've seen him twice now. And both times he's wearing these goggles. I don't even know who he is.
Mr. Right.
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 Don't you think that's kind of weird? Not weird, but like exciting weird.
So what's the problem then?
Well, the problem is that maybe he's just not everything I imagined. What if behind those goggles he's just like some ordinary guy?
What if he is? Eh?
What if maybe we should get back to the Shakespeare essay?
Stephanie.
You know, and I figured out what Hamlet's big problem is. No ketchup.
He seemed to get along pretty well without it.
They never put ketchup on, even when you ask for it. How can you eat a hamburger with no ketchup?
I wouldn't know.
Could you shoot that over here? Where were we?
You'd figured out the problem with their hamburgers. No ketchup.
Right. And you know what his big problem is? No laughs. I mean, the guy's got to lighten up, right?
Right.
Right?
No, thanks. Who are we talking about now?
Hamlet.
Oh, right.
And I feel like all that really contributes to how they're the superior couple in the Grease universe.
Yeah. No, I think
Just
you
like
nailed that.
everything is elevated and better.
Yeah. Because I also kind of feel like, I mean, I do think Sandy and Danny are a very hot couple. And I think that I do think that John Travolta is really fun as his Danny, and I think Olivia Newton-John is just completely like radiant as Sandy. But I
Yeah.
I love this depiction of feminization that Michelle Pfeiffer does, of her being tough and a tomboy and like working at a gas station and like smart and like a mechanic. Like she's kind of got her own, like she's self-possessed in a way that, we don't get to see a lot of femininity shown that way. And I just really love that. And I really appreciate that we get that.
Like
Yeah, and
it's
Michael thinks that's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also just like it's so it feels like such a like kind of like a surprisingly feminist story of just like I want this. I'm gonna get what I want. And also there's then that like little like
Yeah.
B plot with Paulette who like is kind of like having a thing with Johnny after Stephanie's like
Yeah.
we're over. And Johnny keeps like being like, well, still trying to go after Stephanie. And she's like eventually like, no, I'm not gonna take this anymore. Like I
Yeah.
don't bully me, like treat me right. And then he gets weird about
Yeah.
her like wearing a
In her
sexy little
outfit.
outfit. And then she's like, this is who I am. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to accept that. Like, you look hot
Yeah.
and you want to flaunt it. And she's like, thank you. Like, I like that this is like kind of like the other pink ladies like get their own self-confidence because
Totally.
of Stephanie's confidence.
Yes. And I also like that the other pink lady that's brought into the bomb shelter, she is kind of like the little director nerdo of the talent show piece, and that they create the pink ladies as all having these like distinct personalities and being smart and being like they're not like stupid like students who aren't doing well in school. Like they're doing well in school, they have all these extracurricular interests, like being a mechanic or directing the talent show piece. And they're all special. And I love the other one who's like, I need a nose job. And she's like, okay, ditch the face, keep the nose, and they're like where there's this like idea of like, just be yourself. Like you don't need a fucking nose job to like look, whatever. I don't know. I agree. I think that it is a very feminist movie. And I think that's just because it has a female director who just isn't skewing it male gaze.
Yeah. I also remember the pink lady, I think it's Sharon, the one who's the director and who like goes into the
Yeah.
bomb. Like the T-Bird that she's with like really wants to have sex with her. Like that's why he like has this whole little charade in the bomb shelter. And then later, like in the big final dance number, he's like, so when are we gonna do it? And she's like, isn't like just like hanging out enough? Like it's like kind of like
Yeah.
it's like she's not like don't pressure me into sex yet. Like
Totally.
everyone is like so horny and like expressing themselves, but it's also like we have a character who's like I actually don't want sex yet, and that's not a big deal.
She's gonna go to Smith and realize she's gay.
Absolutely could be very very likely.
Having sister college, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the pink ladies. I also that's what I meant to like in the first one they're negging Sandy and they're kind of they're mean, and in this one I like that they're all uniquely who they are and they support each other. Like they're all helping her do her performance, her talent show, even though it's like not their thing. They're gonna do it with her, Yeah, I appreciate that.
I think isn't there also a moment where like one of the pink ladies is like, Stephanie, like, why are you acting like this? And the other's like, she has a crush. Like, they're kind of like they kind of are like a little bit like they kind of tease her, they kind of question her, but not really. It's the T-Birds who are all weird about her, like not dating another T-Bird.
Like, I think he's cute. I think you're in love. I think you should shut your traps. Like that little moment when they're like kind of teasing her about him.
Yeah, but it's never like straight up bullying like a whole song in the first Grease.
Yeah, like I feel like they're like it's like a playful tease,
Mm.
you know, where they're supportive because he is hot. Like he is a catch. You like Stephanie does deserve to be with a good guy, not just like an asshole T-Bird.
If you really wanna know what I want in a guy, well, I'm looking for a dream on a meat machine with hell in his eyes. I want a devil of skin, tight leather. He's gonna be wild as the wind. And when fine nights, I'll be holding on tight to a cool rider, a cool rider. If he's cool enough, he can burn me through and through. Whoa, whoa, if it takes forever, then I'll wait forever. No ordinary boy is gonna do. I want a rider that's cool.
Gosh, this has been so great. I do like, yeah, we've been talking about so much. And I think we usually, one of the things we like to like kind of a wrap up is sometimes like favorite moment, if it's a musical, like favorite song, and also like favorite costume or visual is just like, obviously we've talked about so much, but if there's like specific things we want to mention.
Yeah. Okay, well, my favorite song is Cool Rider, hands down.
Yeah.
And I actually love her luau look. I love the braid. She has like a kind
Oh,
of
it's so good.
yeah, it's like a side braid with like flowers in her hair and this like gold shiny dress. I might do that for Halloween. I don't know. I really love, yeah, those are my two favorite looks. I want to hear your both favorite moments or songs and looks.
I also think Cool Rider's a song in the movie, and I think my favorite outfit is Stephanie's December winter talent show dress, which is just a tree and her headband is the star on top of the tree.
It's really
And
special.
also how sad she looks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the sadness is so, you're right, that's so part of it is her heartbreak. I'm gonna drop in this chat my Halloween costume.
Oh my goodness. When this podcast episode comes out, I have you posted this Halloween look on social media and stuff before?
It's like in a story when we did it, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna be in our little chat so you guys can look at it.
Oh my gosh, that is so perfect.
I had to do research because in the movie it's actually blue and not green tinsel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love because like someone might see that outfit and go, "Oh, you're a Christmas tree," but you also like have the December like hanging on it, so you can be like, "This is a very specific look."
Yeah. It's a very specific reference, and getting the light up headpiece was like I'm not crafty, so this was like a big deal for me.
How did you get a light up? Is it like battery powered?
Yeah, it had like a battery pack, and I basically have it on like a bobby pin, like in my hair, like the battery pack, and then I like super glued it to a headband.
It looks so
I
good.
love the heels with it too.
Yeah, like a silver heel. Yeah, and then my super hot friend is Midsummer.
Yeah. I love that's also such a fun. It's like, I know that that's Midsummer, but hey, maybe that could be one of the spring months too.
Right? She could be April or May. Okay, what's your favorite moment and look? Oh wait. Yeah, no, this is the
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. Well, my favorite song, I do think, I mean, it's the one I remembered, but I do think Reproduction is just so much fun. That's probably of all the songs, the one that's gonna be stuck in my head. So, okay, I'm gonna bring up a look that I didn't notice when watching the movie, but I was watching Courtney Miller of a comedian, she's on Smosh, did a like Dropout has this TV show, like a series called Smarty Pants, where it's basically comedians just doing like PowerPoint presentations on whatever they want to talk about. And Courtney Miller's presentation is on how Grease 2 is the best movie of all time. So you have someone who is on your team and
I'm
supports
her.
that. And also like there's a running joke in that presentation that Forrest Gump ripped off Grease 2, which is a really funny bit. But I didn't notice until I was rewatching that presentation. Is there a moment like where Stephanie like has her pink lady jacket and then reverses it and it's a leather jacket?
Yes.
Like that
Yeah,
is
during Cool Rider.
that's so
Her
iconic.
jacket is reversible.
I was like, oh, she's wearing. I think I like must have looked down to type a note, and I was like, oh, she's wearing a leather jacket now.
Yeah, honestly, I've looked up if you can buy the reversible pink ladies jacket. It doesn't really seem to exist anywhere, which sucks. There's another thing I wanted to there's so many things I would buy all the merch for this movie if they had it. You know, because I also bought like a photo that
The sunglasses are so good.
Sunglasses are so good. I love her they have these photos that they used to send to like theaters to promote movies. And I bought one off eBay, one of the original ones, and it's like during the like back to school moment when the pink ladies jam to back to school. So they have this like moment, and she's like doing this like jazz moment with her glasses and her like capris. But yeah, I really want to get the poster that has like the two of them and like all the little motorcycles at the bottom and like the sort of outline around it. Yeah, I love that poster. Yeah. Really good movie, really good stuff. This has honestly
really
been
fun.
Yeah, this has been really fun, and like I love getting to just gab and chat with like people that have like the same things as me.
It's so
thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad that you got to come. I just love like I just love getting to talk about like, you know, I think it can be really fun to take things that are kind of silly super seriously and like be so passionate about it. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Especially because I think these things, especially, you know, when there are things that you watched as a kid, they just have a different imprint on you. And there's something sacred about that, you know, like those movies that really hit when you were kids. There's another movie that my grandparents owned, the movie Big Business on VHS.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen the cover art and it looks incredible.
Yes. Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler. And that's like another movie that we used to watch that way too much because it was like, you know, in the era of like, well, we have 4 movies on VHS and some of them are just like adult movies. So my cousin and I would watch Big Business so much. And there's something about like the Plaza Hotel, like just these movies that you take in at almost like you watch them too much as a kid because it's all you had.
Yeah.
But then they really dent in your core identity in some level. And I think they're important, you know, and I think it's like, what are kids taking in now? Like Bluey and Paw Patrol and I don't even know. I don't even actually know what kids watch anymore.
For
like,
me,
literal brain rot.
Yeah.
You said you said Plaza Hotel and it reminded me my movie that I watched so many times as a kid and had a huge impact on is Eloise at Christmas Time.
Right. Eloise at Christmas Time.
That movie.
That makes sense for you.
That movie probably gave me all of my expectations about love and relationships because the like B plot romance in that movie is so sweet and it's so like literally it's like the like fancy rich girl who's the daughter of like the plaza manager like falls in love with the busboy and she's like supposed to marry this like guy who's like super rich and then she's actually is like no I'm gonna like literally runs away from the wedding to like go and be with him. Yeah.
So I think it's like really I think that these movies are really important even if they're not deemed, you know, cinematic, I don't know, high art by whoever the fuck is deeming things anything. You know, I think these movies, they bring a sense of joy. And I think that that's what's most important is like, if the movie makes you feel joy and like free and like all these great feelings and like, that's a success. And
And Grease 2 is saying something, man. It's a feminist text.
It is. Yeah, one day I'll go back to school and I'll write like a paper and I'll like, we'll put this in like a thesis or a doctor thing, and
When Grace 2 gets added to the Criterion collection, you better be the first person they call to write the essay.
If they're like, because sometimes I talk about like fuck toys, and I like have this fantasy of doing like a double feature or building like a program of movies that are like, reference films. And Grease 2 is
so good.
I'm like, a fuck toys Grease 2 double feature would be amazing. Like that would be a dream double feature to do like the two movies together. And I think it's also less expected than what people might like think it should be, like it's a John Waters film. And I'm like, actually, no one's saying it yet, but it's actually, this is the real like reference. Yeah, I did this film festival in Florida, and our film was it was like a secret screening. So no one knew what the movie was going to be. And even the head of the festival, his name's Tim, he hadn't seen my film. And I was getting really nervous. I always get nervous before screenings, but in this one I was like extra nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, you're about to just screen the movie.
Yeah.
Aw dog, like no one knows what it is. And so I was talking with Tim and I was like, one thing to know about me, if it like helps you to maybe understand like maybe the tone or where like what fuck toys is like just to know that like Grease 2 is like my favorite movie growing up. And he was like, that's my favorite movie. And then we like bonded. And he's like he's like a Gen Xer, like he's in the generation above mine. So no one's, sorry, my dog thought no one's here. I think I got too loud. But that was like such a special moment. And then that happened again at another Florida festival where I was like, yeah, like, so one of my big reference movies is Grease 2. And then this other guy who's like 50 was like, that's one of my favorite movies. So I actually think there's more of us out there. And I think a double feature should be in the cards for just for me, just for my sake, just to like, as a palette.
It needs to be put out there.
Yeah, we're gonna like manifest
manifesting it for you. Well, Annapurna, thank you so much. Thank you so much for guesting. Is there anything, obviously fuck toys, but is there anything else you want to plug? This is coming out. Let me find the specific date this is coming out. So if there's like, there's things that are coming up and around it, but
yeah. So this is confidential for you to say right now, but by October 10th, we can share it. We'll be playing Sitges in Spain. We'll be playing BFI London that weekend of the 10th. We'll be having our New York premiere on the 10th and with New Fest. And we're going to be opening Porn Berlin, which is the 21st of October. That's already been announced.
If any listeners are going to be in the areas in which fuck toys will be screening, please go.
Yeah. Y'all don't even know Fabiola's about to like enter the Trash Town universe. If we make a TV show, like you're gonna have to be in it or something, because you ride for my movie. So it's like so moving to me, and like I never thought I would ever finish my movie to begin with. Like it's an 8-year-long journey. I never thought I'd finish it, let alone that it would play festivals or that like people would respond to it. And you just like ride for me and like ride for the movie in a way that is like, to me, it's like, okay, I did it. Like all the other things are great, but like knowing that like a girl who loves camp cinema likes my movie is like, that's the only reason I'm doing this, So thank you so much.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, whatever you guys want, like I'm gonna ride for y'all.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, well, I should go make dinner. I've had so much fun, and this has been such a like bright reflection. thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
social media
Where can
accounts.
people find you?
Oh yeah, social media. My Instagram is MISS, like Mistress Annapurna, ANNAPURNA, Miss Annapurna. And then our movie is Fuck Toys the Movie on
Hell
Instagram.
yeah.
And I respond to DMs and like it's just me running it. So if you ever want to reach out, I'll probably respond.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you again. We can't sing your
Thank
praises
you so
enough.
much. Thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, anything I can
Yeah,
do, I'm
this
gonna
is so fun. Thank you to our patrons.
Jose Liano, Joshua, Marcus Gorman, and Pericles Kaspar.
Thank you to everyone who's been a guest on the show.
This episode was edited by Fabiola Liaño. Our theme music is by Harrison Lurie. I've been Saffron Hefta-Gaub. You can find me everywhere at Gaub Hefta.
I've been Fabiola Liaño. You can find me on Instagram at Fabiola the Gremlin and on Twitter at Fabiola_Liaño. The podcast, It's Giving Camp, on Instagram at It's Giving Camp Pod and on Twitter at Giving Camp Pod.
It really helps us out if you're able to give us a rating or review.
Be sure to support our Patreon.